And this topic concept experiment you are
Your voice is not clear.
this topic. Yes, now is it clear?
What?
Wait a,
Voice is not audible.
wait a minute. Yes, now can you hear the things? Am I audible to you, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this open circuit test and short circuit test, you are
Okay.
conducting the experiment in your machine's laboratory. So this open circuit test and short circuit test, they are used to calculate efficiency of the single phase transformer, right? So in open circuit test, we are going to get the information of iron losses. And in short circuit test, we are going to get the information of copper losses. Are you getting? So once you know the iron loss and copper loss information, using those losses information, we are going to estimate efficiency of a transformer at the end. Okay. Are you getting? Open circuit test, it gives us the information of iron losses. Short circuit test, it is going to give the information of copper losses. Using these losses information, we are going to estimate efficiency of a single phase transformer finally. Okay, let us see the things here. Efficiency and regulation of a transformer on any loading condition and at any power factor condition can be predetermined by indirect loading method. So this open circuit test and short circuit test, it is one form of indirect loading method. Indirect loading method means without connecting any load, we are going to estimate the efficiency and regulation of the transformer. If you don't connect any load, then that type of the testing method, we call it as indirect loading method. Okay. In this method, the actual load is not used on the transformer, means here we are not going to connect the actual load. Okay. But the equivalent circuit parameters of a transformer are determined by conducting two tests on a transformer. So whatever the concept we have discussed for equivalent circuit parameters, so we are going to determine the values of the equivalent circuit parameters. Using those equivalent circuit parameters, we are going to estimate efficiency and regulation at the end. So in the equivalent circuit, if you take this as your equivalent circuit, so here we are going to estimate the value of R0, X0, IM, IC, I0. So this magnetizing branch parameters of your equivalent circuit, these values of IC, I0, IM, R0, X0, all these values we are getting it from open circuit test. All these values we are going to get it from open circuit test, whereas on the other hand, the value of this R1E, X1E, all these values we are going to, and Z1E, these things we are going to get it from short circuit test. So using open circuit test, we are going to estimate the equivalent circuit parameters, that is I0, IC, IM, R0, X0. So these values you will be getting from open circuit test, whereas R1E, X1E, Z1E, these values we are going to get it from short circuit test. So once you get all these values will be used in the calculation of efficiency and regulation. And this is how we can calculate efficiency of the transformer at the end. Okay, is it clear, all of you? So here the aim of the experiment is to calculate efficiency, what I can say. So while calculating that efficiency, I should have the information of equivalent circuit parameters. Equivalent circuit parameters means I0, IC, IM, R0, X0. These values you are going to get it from open circuit test results, whereas R1E, X1E and Z1E, these results you are going to get it from, what is that, short circuit test. So short circuit test will give copper loss information and open circuit test will give iron loss information, and all together using those values we are going to calculate efficiency at the end. Okay, now, but the equivalent circuit parameters of the transformer are determined by conducting two tests of transformer. One is open circuit test, in short we call it as OC test. Another is short circuit test, in short we call it as SC test. Okay, the parameters calculated from these test results are effective in determining the regulation and efficiency of a transformer at any load and any power factor condition. So what is the specialty of this experiment is that without connecting any load, I can estimate what will be the efficiency and regulation, and that too for any power factor condition. So without connecting, if I calculate the things, means it is going to consume very less amount of the power, and that too for any loading condition, and that too for any power factor condition, I will come to know what will be the performance of the transformer. Performance means here the performance measuring parameters are efficiency and regulation, remember. Okay, the advantage of this method is that without much power loss, the test can be performed and results can be obtained. Yes or no? Since we are not connecting any actual load here, if load is absent, then power consumption will be less. So just by a small amount of the power, I can conduct the test on the transformer. Okay, let us discuss in detail how to perform these tests and how to use the results to calculate the equivalent circuit parameters. So now we are going to conduct OC test, SC test. In OC test, I told you that this will give you iron loss information, and we are going to estimate the parameters, that is R0, X0, I0, IC, IM. Whereas short circuit test will give the information of copper loss, and if we take equivalent circuit, then from the equivalent circuit we will come to know the parameters, that is X1E, R1E and Z1E from short circuit test, and using those values at the end we are going to estimate what? Efficiency. Let us discuss in detail how to perform these tests and how to use the results to calculate equivalent circuit parameters. So now using OC and SC test results, we are going to calculate the values of equivalent circuit parameters. Is it clear, all of you? So open circuit test will give the information of what? Which losses information you will be getting here? OC test. Yes? Open circuit test will give the information of which type of loss? Iron loss. And what about short circuit test? This will give the information of
Copper
loss. Okay, very good. Then similarly, if I consider equivalent circuit parameters, so equivalent circuit parameters values, which values you are going to get from open circuit test? Which all parameters? Magnetizing branch parameters, that is R0, X0, I0, IM, IC. And what is that? Using short circuit test, we can estimate the values of the remaining circuit parameters, that is R1E and X1E of your equivalent circuit of single phase transformer. Okay, now let us see how to conduct the open circuit test and short circuit test experimentally. Okay, now, so this is the circuit diagram what we are going to rig up in your machines laboratory, right? So here the single phase transformer. So this is my single phase transformer which is excited by variac or dimmer stat. So the symbol is, here you are having one slider. So this slider is nothing but knob phase auto transformer. So as and when you are going to change the tap settings, that tap settings variation provision will be given by rotating the knob, right? So as and when you are going to rotate the knob of the single phase auto transformer, which we call it as variac or dimmer stat, that is going to provide variable voltage, changing voltage for the single phase transformer. So this is my single phase transformer which is injected by, what is that, variac or dimmer stat or a single phase auto transformer, and supply to the auto transformer will be from single phase AC supply. So this is the circuit diagram for open circuit test. Open circuit test means, remember, always secondary side will be open. Remember, secondary side is kept open, and for the open circuit test, which is always HV winding, HV stands for high voltage. So HV winding should be kept open, whereas load should be connected on the LV side. Okay, so load is should be or whatever meters measuring instruments will be there, those instruments should be connected. Now let us see the connection flow here. Single phase, it is connected to some fuse or the switch, then it is given to the auto transformer. From the auto transformer there is one ammeter, followed by that there will be one watt meter, then that watt meter is connected to the single phase auto transformer. Across that auto transformer you need to connect the voltmeter, and secondary side should be open, and that too, that open secondary side, it should be high voltage winding. High voltage winding. Is it clear, all of you? Yes. This is the circuit diagram for open circuit test, and here this ammeter A, whatever we are using during open circuit test, this will read no load current I0. This will read no load current I0, and this single phase wattmeter, this will read power. Wattmeter means this is the instrument which is used to measure the power. Yes or no? Yes. Wattmeter is used to measure the
Yes,
power.
sir.
Wattmeter is used to measure the power. But now I told you that in open circuit test we get the information of iron loss or constant loss. So wattmeter during open circuit test, it is going to give the information of iron loss, because here secondary side is completely open. If there is no load, then there is no what is that? Current I2 is almost all, it is zero. If current I2 is zero, then what is the thing? There will be no any copper loss. Whatever losses will be there, it will be simply iron losses. So this wattmeter will read iron losses or constant loss, and this voltmeter will read no load voltage V0. So this will read no load current I0. This will read W0, which is iron loss, and this will read no load voltage V0, and this is no load terminal voltage E2 is equal to V2. Is it clear? Now what is the step to conduct the experiment? What is the step to conduct the experiment? So now, if it is open circuit, means first you have to keep the secondary high voltage winding side open, and we need to connect all the instruments in this fashion: ammeter in series, voltmeter in parallel, that is across the transformer winding, and wattmeter to measure the power. Power is nothing but, here in this case, it is going to read the iron losses in open circuit test. Now first you have to close the switch and apply single phase AC voltage. So that single phase AC voltage is available across this dimmer stat, and now you have to slowly vary the dimmer stat such that your voltmeter, this voltmeter V, which is connected across the transformer, it should read rated voltage. Condition, remember, condition for the open circuit test is apply rated voltage. Always we should apply rated voltage. So how to know rated voltage? Suppose this is 1:1 transformer, that is isolation transformer. 1:1 means what? Primary also 230 volts, secondary also 230 volts. So what is the maximum voltage here? Rated voltage is 230 for this transformer. So for the given transformer rated voltage, you need to apply the rated voltage. So whenever we are going to change the voltage levels here, that change in the voltage value, we can observe it. We can observe it using this voltmeter. So if its rated voltage is 230, means you need to vary the dimmer stat such that this voltmeter will read 230. Once this will read 230, then stop at that point only. Then simply you need to note down what is the no load current I0, what is the no load power W0, and what is the no load voltage V0. Then your open circuit test is over. Is it clear, all of you? Apply single phase AC supply, then vary the variac or single phase auto transformer. How long you have to vary? Till your voltmeter should read rated voltage. Till your voltmeter should read rated voltage of that corresponding transformer. Once it will read rated voltage, then note down what is no load current I0, no load power W0, no load voltage V0. Is it clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Then whatever those values you are going to note it down, you should make one tabular column, and in that tabular column you need to enter all those values. So no load voltage V0. So this V0 value, I have to maintain it. That too, it is rated. So suppose if it is 230 means, 230 means you have to get 230 volts. Sometimes it will be 115 bar 230 volts. So 115 bar 230 means it is step down or step up as per your convenience. So whatever rated voltage will be there on the primary side, that much voltage you have to apply. Then this no load current I0, this you have to enter here. Then iron loss or no load copper loss W0, this wattmeter reading, you have to enter it here. Then let us see what is that V0. V0 is the rated voltage, W0 is the input power, that is copper loss, sorry, iron loss. Then I0 is what? No load current. Now Using I naught, W naught, V naught, let us find out what is magnetizing current Im. So magnetizing current Im is equal to I naught into sine pi naught. This we have already seen. So Im, magnetizing component, Im is equal to I naught sine pi naught. Then Ic is equal to I naught cos pi naught. But how to get the value of this pi naught? This pi naught, if I want to estimate, you need to take the value of no load power W naught. So no load power W naught or the iron loss is given by no load voltage V naught, no load current I naught, no load power factor cos pi naught. So I know W naught, this value I know no load voltage V naught, I know no load current I naught. What is unknown for me here? Which is unknown parameter? Unknown is no load power factor cos pi naught. So cos pi naught can be written from this equation in the form of cos pi naught is equal to W naught divided by V naught into I naught. So after substituting those values, you will be getting the value for cos pi naught. So once again, whatever value you are getting, if you take cos inverse of that value, then you will be getting no load power factor angle pi naught. And now this pi naught value you have to substitute for sine function as well as for cos function. If you substitute for sine function and multiply it with I naught, then you'll be getting magnetizing current. If you multiply with cos function, if you apply this pi naught value for the cos function and multiply it with the no load current, which is already applied from the ammeter, then you'll be getting active component, that is IC. So this is how we are going to estimate no load, that is magnetizing branch equivalent circuit parameters, that is IM, that is IM, IC, I naught. Then remaining is what? R naught and X naught. We have to find it out, yes or no? So this pi is reference here. This is my I naught. This I naught what? Magnetizing current Im and Ic. Im and Ic is vector sum is I naught, and pi it is lagging with respect to the primary voltage V1 by an angle of 90 degree. So this phasor diagram you should draw. So I have calculated for Im, Ic, I naught. Then next you need to calculate for R naught and X naught. So I told you that W naught is nothing but Pi, that is iron loss. So W naught is equal to V naught I naught cos pi naught. So cos pi naught is given by W naught divided by V naught I naught. So once you substitute this one, then you will be getting no load power factor cos pi naught. Cos pi naught is called as no load power factor. Now if I want to get no load power factor angle, then pi is equal to cos inverse of whatever answer you are getting here. Now calculate for IC, IM. IC is equal to I naught cos pi naught. Im is equal to I naught sin pi naught. Then how to get the value of R naught and X naught? So if you refer back your circuit diagram for equivalent circuit, so R naught is equal to what here? R naught is equal to applied voltage V1 divided by IC. X naught is equal to V by Im, that is V1 by Im. Okay. So already you have calculated for IC. IC is I naught cos pi naught. Im is I naught sin pi naught. So once you know V1, once you know IC and Im, then calculate for R naught. R naught is equal to V1 by IC. X naught is equal to V1 by Im. That is what we are going to see here. So R naught is equal to V naught by IC. X naught is equal to V naught by Im. Is it clear, all of you? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the procedure for open circuit test is you need to apply rated voltage. That rated voltage, whatever we are applying, that can be observed on this voltmeter by wearing the single phase auto transformer. Once you get open circuit rated voltage, then stop wearing the voltage, then note down all ammeter, voltmeter and wattmeter reading. So this wattmeter reading is W naught or iron loss, and this is no load current I naught, and this is no load voltage V naught. Using this, you estimate equivalent circuit parameters, that is R naught, X naught, IC, IM, and I naught. Then, shall I move to the next test now? Next test is what? Short circuit test. So, short circuit test, in short, it is called as SC, short circuit test. So, when do you say the circuit is shorted? Yes? Yes? When do you say short circuit has been occurred? In newspapers and TV channels, some of the times they are showing that mall has been undergone short circuit. So many, what is that, lives they are lost. So when do you call that test as a short circuit? So that condition is called as a short circuit
When there is overflow of current.
when there is overflow of current. Very good. So here, as I told you, open circuit test will give us iron loss, means your short circuit test will give us information of copper loss. Okay, and that too, copper loss means, what is the formula for copper loss here? What is the formula?
I square RT.
I square R. T means it is heat again. Okay, don't
Sorry.
multiply it with T here. Just simply you can say that a short circuit is going to give us copper loss, and copper loss formula is I square into R. If you multiply it with T, again that will be multiplied with the time factor there. Then it is a heat developed. Okay. So now here, short circuit test, if I want to conduct, means the condition is that always your secondary side should be kept closed. In open circuit means secondary is open, but here in short circuit test, secondary side should be completely shorted. It should be completely shorted, and make sure that whichever winding is shorted here, that winding should be LV winding. Secondary winding should be short circuited using some thick copper wire or any conductor, and this secondary winding should be LV winding, low voltage winding. But if you take your open circuit test, secondary should be kept open, and secondary open winding should be which type of winding, HV or LV in the previous case? If I take open circuit test, secondary should be kept open, and that too open secondary winding should be high voltage winding. But whereas in the case of short circuit test, secondary should be completely short circuited using thick wire, thick conducting wire or any copper wire, and that too secondary winding should be LV. That too secondary winding should be LV, low voltage winding. Is it clear? And rest of the meters, they are going to remain same. You are given with single phase AC supply, you are given with single phase auto transformer, ammeter in series, watt meter, voltmeter. Everything is same. Only thing is that secondary will be shorted, and secondary shorted winding will be low voltage winding. If this will be the low voltage, means primary will be high voltage. Are you getting my point, all of you? And in the previous case, we are going to vary the auto transformer till we get rated voltage in the case of open circuit test. But now here in this case, can you apply rated voltage here? Since secondary is short circuited, can you apply rated voltage? Condition for open circuit is rated voltage, but what is the condition for short circuit test? Yes. Now I should vary this auto transformer till ammeter is going to read rated current. You should not apply rated voltage. If you do that, then device may break because of high current here. So now the condition to satisfy short circuit test is we need to apply rated current by slowly injecting the voltage. So here very less amount of the voltage is sufficient to carry the rated current through this ammeter. Because of that fact, we say short circuit test as what is that? A reduced voltage test. Whereas if you take your open circuit test, there we are applying rated voltage. Why? Because secondary is open there, but now secondary is short circuited, and that too it is carrying rated current. For that sake, we need to make sure that current carried by this transformer should be rated current, and to check that rated current value, you have to observe this ammeter, and by applying very small amount of the voltage, you should get the rated current value here. Since the applied voltage is very small in quantity, because of that reason we say that short circuit test by the other name as reduced voltage test. Reduced means very small amount of voltage is sufficient enough to carry rated current through this transformer. This is my transformer under testing condition. Remember, this is auto transformer, whereas this is single phase transformer, whereas secondary is shorted, and that too it is LV winding. Okay. So now The condition for short circuit test is you need to apply rated current. So which is the current measuring instrument here? Which is the current measuring instrument?
Ammeter, sir.
Ammeter. Very good. So here you should check whenever we are slowly applying the voltage here by wearing the knob, you should keep on monitoring the ammeter. How long you should monitor the ammeter? Till it should carry rated current. Once it carries rated current, then don't allow further voltage to flow through. So now you need to note down what is the short circuit current ISC, what is the short circuit voltage VSC, and what is the short circuit power, that is WSC. Earlier the notations what we are using is I naught, V naught and W naught, but for SC test your notations will be ISC, VSC and WSC. ISC means short circuit current, VSC means short circuit voltage, WSC means full load copper loss. Why full load means we are allowing transformer to carry the rated current. If it is carrying rated current, then copper losses will be maximum. If copper losses will be maximum, then that type of the current we call it as short circuit current or full load current. Are you getting my point? For example, in your machine laboratory, the rating of the transformer is 1 kVA, 1 kVA, kilovolt ampere, and the amount of voltage what we are applying is 230 volts. So how to find out what is that current carried by the transformer? kVA divided by voltage. Voltage and voltage will get cancelled, and remaining is what? Only current information. So kVA means 1 kVA means 1000. 1000 divided by voltage applied is 230. 1000 by 230 means how much you will be getting? 1000 by 230 means you will be getting 4.3 ampere. You are getting 4.3 ampere. So now you need to apply the voltage very slowly such that this ammeter should read 4.3 ampere. Once it reads 4.3 ampere, then stop applying voltage. Note down ISC, VSC, WSC immediately. You should not make any delay while noting down, because since it is carrying rated current means it is having huge copper losses here, which is going to give rise to the temperature. Because of that, connected instruments, they may damage. For that sake, once it carries rated current, immediately you note down VSC, ISC, WSC. So now here in this case your wattmeter is reading copper loss. This will be reading short circuit current ISC, this will be reading VSC. So in VSC column you note down for VSC, for ISC column you note down for ISC, for full load copper loss WSC column you note down for WSC. So these three values I need it in from the short circuit test. Okay, VSC, ISC, WSC. So in short circuit test I should maintain rated current, whereas in open circuit test I should maintain rated voltage. Is it clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So from the open circuit test, we'll be estimating iron loss and equivalent circuit parameters like V naught, I naught, IM, IC, R naught, and X naught. Whereas from the short circuit test, we are applying rated current and we are estimating copper loss and equivalent circuit parameters like R1E, X1E, and Z1E. Okay. Now, see what is the time now? One of the student is trying to join, Aditya Gorpade. Almost now we are on the end of this class. Kavya Gadad.
No, sir. I'm using my sister mobile, sir.
Okay, okay.
In my
No, it's okay. No problem.
mobile, it is disconnected, sir. So I'm trying now.
Okay, it's okay. No problem. So as I told you that for short circuit test, rated current should be maintained. So now note down what is whose mobile phone it is, whose mic is on. Turn it off. Let me check whose mobile it is. Okay. So from short circuit test, VSC, ISC, WSC, these three meter readings you have to note down in this tabular column. So now use these values for calculating the different parameters now. Which are those different parameters? Let us have a look over here. So this WSC is equal to, I told you, WSC is nothing but full load copper loss. So that is nothing but PCU, full load copper loss, PCU FL. FL stands for full load here. Okay, full load copper loss calculation. So if I get WSC, ISC, VSC, SC means a short circuit. Okay, so now this WSC, single phase power equation is what? W is equal to VI cos pi. Yes or no? Single phase AC power is given by the formula W is equal to VI cos pi. On the same text, I can write WSC is equal to, in place of V, I will be writing VSC. In place of I will be writing ISC. In place of cos pi, I will be writing as cos pi SC. Right. So full load copper loss WSC is equal to VSC IC cos pi SC. So I know the value of WSC, I know the value of VSC, I know the value of ISC, which is unknown here, only short circuit power factor cos pi SC, that is cos pi SC, it is unknown to us. So cos pi SC is given by WSC divided by VSC into ISC. WSC is, cos pi SC is equal to W. Wait a minute. Actually here there is some mistake. It should be what? Cos pi SC is equal to WSC by VSC into ISC. There is some correction. Make that correction, all of you. Cos pi SC is equal to WSC divided by VSC ISC. There is some mistake here. Make this correction as, from this equation you can say cos pi SC is equal to WSC divided by VSC ISC, and this cos pi SC is called as short circuit power factor in the case of short circuit test. If it is no load test, then it is called as a no load power factor. Okay, so now the other formula for power is what? I square into R. Yes or no? Copper loss, other we told that this WSC will read copper loss. So what is the formula for copper loss? I square into R. So use that formula and correlate with your short circuit test parameters. WSC is equal to ISC square into R1E. I square into R. Here I is ISC and R is nothing but R1E. From this, we calculate the value for equivalent circuit parameter R1E. R1E is equal to WSC divided by ISC square. R1E is equal to what? WSC divided by ISC square. Similarly, what is my Z value? Impedance is nothing but V by I. Z is equal to voltage divided by current. So I estimated the value for R1E. R1E is given by WSC divided by ISC square. WSC divided by ISC square. If I take the ratio of WSC divided by ISC square, then equivalent circuit parameter R1E. What is that R1E? You can see here. If I take my equivalent circuit parameter, so this value I am getting from the short circuit test. R1E I am getting, and to get the value of Z1E, Z is nothing but V by I. V by I. So once you know R and Z, how to get the value of X? X is nothing but square root of under root of Z1E square minus R1E square. So altogether, these three values you are getting from short circuit test, whereas these values you are getting from open circuit test. Okay. So R1E is equal to what here? WSC divided by ISC square. Then what is Z1E? Z1E is equal to what here? As I told you, voltage by current. Voltage is short circuit voltage. Current is short circuit current. VSC by ISC. So once you know the value for R1E and Z1E, then X1E, what is this X1E? Square root of Z1E square minus R1E square. Actually, this is square root. This V symbol, whatever you are observing here, this is nothing but your square root symbol, which is highlighted like a English letter, small letter V. It is not English small letter V, it is square root symbol under root of, what is that? Z1E square minus R1E square. Is it clear, all of you? Yes? Okay, from open circuit test, you are getting iron loss information and equivalent circuit parameters like R0, X0, I0, IM, IC. Similarly, in the open circuit test, secondary side should be kept open and that winding should be high voltage and we need to apply rated voltage. Whereas if we come for short circuit test, secondary should be shorted using thick copper wire and that particular winding should be low voltage winding, rated current should be applied. and whatever VSC, ISC, WSC parameters you are getting, using these values, you should estimate the value of R1E, Z1E, and X1E of the equivalent circuit parameters. Now, using these equivalent circuit parameters, we are going to estimate efficiency of the transformer. Are you getting? Now, this is not required. This is just for your reference. So finally, how to calculate efficiency using open circuit test and short circuit test. Okay, we know that from open circuit test, no load power is nothing but iron loss Pi. From short circuit test, WSC wattmeter reading is giving us copper loss PCUFL. Now, efficiency on full load. Efficiency on full load means output by input. Formula of efficiency is what? It is the ratio of output by input. So output is what? KVA rating. KVA, V means voltage, V2, because we are connecting always load on the secondary side. So secondary side parameter, secondary side transformer parameters we should consider here. Secondary side voltage, secondary side current, that too during full load condition, multiplied by cos pi. So always remember KVA rating. This is K means kilo. If you discard that kilo, remaining is what? Volt into ampere. Volt is V2, ampere is I2, and its operating power factor is cos pi. So this is my output divided by input. Input is once again KVA rating, that is same numerator term V2, I2, that too it is full load current, because we are discussing for full load condition here. So full load condition means you should allow your transformer to carry full load current. Okay, and just I have given the example of 1 kVA transformer. 1 kVA means 1000, 1 kilovolt ampere means 1000, divided by 230 means your transformer should carry 4.3. Just for your understanding purpose, I have taken that example. Similarly, transformer will be of different KVA rating. Based on that, you need to calculate what is its full load current, and that much current you have to allow your transformer to carry through. Okay, so V2 I2 cos pi, this is output, and input is output by input. Input means output plus total losses. Total loss means what? Iron loss plus copper loss. Yes or no? Efficiency is given by output divided by input. Input is nothing but what? Output plus total loss. Total loss is once again copper loss, that is W naught. Iron loss W naught, and copper loss WSC. This I am getting from open circuit test, and this WSC I am getting from short circuit test. Is it clear, all of you? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Now here, this formula we are using to calculate efficiency, that too for full load condition. Full load means you are applying 100% load on the transformer. But I told you that in the beginning, the advantage of this method is for any given power factor condition and for any given loading condition, I can estimate efficiency of the transformer. Okay, so if for any different loading conditions, if I need to calculate efficiency, then there comes the term small n, or sometimes we may also use the notation small x, so that n or small x indicates loading value. Okay, thus for any power factor cos pi 2, the efficiency can be predetermined. Similarly, at any load which is fraction of full load, that fraction of full load efficiency can be predetermined as the same formula, but this is for full load condition, that is 100% loading condition, whereas this is for fraction of full load. Fraction of full load means wherever KVA rating, V2 means this is V, I2 means ampere, that is VA rating, cos pi as it is. So output by input. Input means once again output plus total loss. Total loss means iron loss plus copper loss. Okay, so for any loading condition, if you want to estimate efficiency, means wherever current ampere term will appear, there I have to multiply it with loading condition small n. So here current I2, it is appearing only one single time. Single time means single small n. Similarly, in the denominator also you can find that there is I2. There is I2. So single small n. Whereas copper loss is as it is. But if you take iron loss is as it is, W naught. If I take copper loss, what is the formula for copper loss? WSC. Formula for the copper loss is what? Yes?
I square R.
Formula for the copper loss is I square R. So here this WSC is nothing but your I square R loss. Yes or no? So now here current is appearing square number of the times. So if current is appearing square number of the times, means always remember, whenever we change the load, corresponding changing parameter is current. For that sake, wherever I2 or current parameter is you are going to observe, there you have to multiply it with the loading factor X or small n. So here I2 means that is volt ampere. I2 means unit of the current I2 is ampere. So single n loading factor. So here also I2 is appearing only one time, small n, whereas this WSC means I square R. For that sake, here in this case we are multiplying it by n square, because here current is copper loss is I square R. Since I is appearing square number of the times, so for that sake we are taking n square here. Is it clear, all of you? And here in this case, here also you can consider small n, but here in this case, if it is full load condition, the value of n will be what? Here also you can take, here in this case, the value of n will be 1, but whereas here, if I load the machine for 50% loading condition, then n should be taken as 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 throughout the equation. Similarly, if I load the machine for 40%, means 0.4, 0.4, 0.4 square, but here full load condition means the value of n will be 1 here. For that sake, your equation will be of this kind, right? Where this small n is fraction of full load. Okay, so at last I can say that efficiency at any load condition is nothing but n V2 ampere I2 cos pi 2. This is output divided by input. Input is output plus total loss, that is output, that is n V2 I2 cos pi plus iron loss plus copper loss. For any loading condition is here you have to what is that, insert the load factor n here. Is it clear, all of you? Yes. So this is how you can calculate efficiency using open circuit and short circuit test. Now shall I move to the calculation of regulation? Do you have any doubts here? Yes, answer to my question. Shall I move to the next slide? Last subtopic, calculation of regulation of transformer. Answer to my question, I am not getting.
Yes, sir.
This concept, is it clear how we are going to calculate efficiency? Efficiency is nothing but output by input. Output means kVA rating into cos pi. kVA means volt into ampere, that is V2 into I2. That too for full load means n value is 1 here. In the laboratory, in the examination, we may say that conduct a suitable test on single phase transformer to predetermine its efficiency at x is equal to 0.2. Predetermine means always you should remember it is OC and SC test. Predetermining means what? Without connecting any load, we are going to predetermine the efficiency value, and that too loading condition n is what here? N is equal to 0.2 means it indicates I have connected 20% load on the transformer. So for n value, you need to replace it by 0.2, 0.2, 0.2 square here. Is it clear? If it is full load means n value is 1 everywhere. Is it clear? Shall I move to the calculation of regulation now? We have seen how to estimate efficiency. Now let us see how to estimate regulation using OCSC test equivalent circuit parameters. Shall I move to the next concept now? Boys side, what is your response?
Yes, sir.
How many of them are present? 38. Okay. So now after having the calculation concept of efficiency, let us see how to calculate regulation. So the formula to calculate regulation is this one. What is that? A regulation means what? Change in the voltage from no load to full load divided by fraction of full load into 100. Yes or no? So whenever we connect some load on the transformer secondary side, then there will be losses and at the secondary as well as primary side. Because of that, voltage whatever we are injecting to the transformer, we are not getting same voltage from onto the secondary side of the transformer. So what is the loss? in terms of percentage, whatever we are calculating, that concept we call it as regulation. How much drop is there in the transformer after connecting the load from no load to full load. So that drop in the voltage value will indicate regulation performance parameter, that is percentage R. Regulation is given by the notation percentage R given by I2 R2E cos pi plus or minus I2 X2E sin pi divided by V2 into 100. So here plus or minus we are considering. If the connected load is inductive in nature, that is lagging power factor, then we have to take this as plus sign. If the connected load is inductive, capacitive in nature or leading power factor, then in that case we should take this as minus sign. So this R2E and X2E, from where you are getting? R2E and X2E, where we are getting? Using which test? OC test or AC test? Just now I had told you. R2E, here in place of R2E I can say R1E and X1E Z1E. So R1E means what? WSC divided by ISC square. WSC divided by ISC square. Z1E means what? Voltage by current, VSC by ISC. Similarly, X1E is nothing but under square and RME square. So this R1E, X1E values we are going to get it from short circuit test. Short circuit test by using these VSC, ISC, WSC formulas. With using these formulas, you are going to estimate R1E, Z1E, X1E equivalent circuit parameters of these transformer, and using these equivalent circuit parameters, we are going to find out performance characteristics, that is regulation of the transformer, given by the formula percentage R is equal to I2 R2E secondary current, secondary equivalent resistance cos pi plus or minus secondary current equivalent secondary reactance sin pi divided by load terminal voltage V2 into 100. I should take plus sign if the connected load is inductive in nature. I should take minus sign if the connected load is capacitive in nature. Is it clear, all of you? And for different power factor conditions, we are going to calculate for regulation here. Always remember, regulation will be positive. Regulation will be positive for inductive loads because here plus sign will appear, and regulation will be negative for what is that? Leading power factor, that is capacitive load. And whereas your regulation will be least positive for UPF load, that is unity power factor load. Is it clear, all of you? So using R2E, X2E, that is equivalent circuit parameters, this will be getting from short circuit test. So if I know the things in terms of secondary, that is I2, R2E, then this is the formula. If I know the formula terms using primary parameters, that is R1E, X1E cos pi plus or minus I1, X1E sin pi divided by V1. This is also the other formula, other way of calculation for regulation, provided if I know the parameters, everything in terms of primary side. If I know all the parameters in terms of secondary side, then this will be the formula. Is it clear, all of you? Yes? Either you can this formula or this formula. It is left to you. Both will give you the same answer. Only thing is that if you are going to stick up for one side, means that is if you are going to use for secondary parameters, means everything you have to consider only secondary side parameters only. If you are going to use primary side notations values, means you need to take primary side values only. Only one side parameters you need to take, and both will give the same result. Is it clear? Yes? Do you have any doubts? And in the next class, we'll discuss for what is that? All the efficiency of the transformer. So till now, today, whatever I have discussed, that is open circuit test, short circuit test, calculation of this efficiency, calculation of this regulation using OC and AC test. Is it clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the laboratory, what you are supposed to do is, for different leading and lagging power factor condition, you need to plot the graph of regulation versus power factor. Regulation of versus power factor, and I told you that regulation will be negative for leading power factor because we are taking minus sign. Why we are taking minus sign means there is a derivation for that. You need to draw the phasor diagram and apply some trigonometric relations there. After applying that trigonometric relations, and at the end you can find out for leading power factor regulation formula will be I2 R2e cos pi minus I2 X2e sin pi divided by V2. Similarly, for lagging power factor, you need to draw the phasor diagram, and after applying the trigonometric relations there, at the end, after simplifying everything, you will be getting formula as I2 R2e cos pi plus I2 X2e sin pi. Because of that fact, we use plus and minus sign here. Are you getting? Plus for lagging, minus for leading. And always leading power factor will give negative regulation, lagging power factor will give positive regulation, whereas unity power factor means, what is that? Cos pi is 1, whereas sin pi is 0. Yes or no? In that case, the formula for UPF resistive load is R2e divided by V2, because cos pi will be 1 and sin pi will be 0. Formula for UPF load will be I2 R2e divided by V2 into 100. Rest of these things will become 0 here, because sin pi will be 0. Sin 0 is 0, whereas cos 0 is 1. Is it clear? Yes. Now, shall I show the nature of graph, how you are going to get for regulation versus different power factor in the laboratory? Do you have any doubts? Any one of you answer to my question here? Till here, whatever I have explained, is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, whenever you are conducting the experiment OC and SC test, you are told to calculate efficiency, this value for different loading conditions, and you are told to calculate this regulation. Once after calculating this value, you need to calculate what is regulation for different power factor: 0.4 lead lag, 0.2 lead lag, 1 unity power factor, 0.6 lead lag, 0.8 lead lag. For different power factor conditions, what will be the regulation? That you are going to calculate, and the nature of graph will be of this kind. Let me explain you. Let me explain it a minute. Yes, can you see this paint window screen, all of you?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Wait a minute. Yes, now can you see this paint window screen? Yes.
No, sir.
Can you see this paint window screen, all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now, in your laboratory, what you are doing is, you are going to draw this one, some table here. So just rough diagram I'm going to show for you. So here, serial number we are taking. Okay, so now here we are taking this as serial number, and this will be power factor, PF, and this will be percentage regulation. REG. So here this will be 1, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And here power factor will be given to you will be 0.8. And then 0.6, then 0.4, then 0.2. Then here cos pi will be one, that is UPF, unity power factor notations. Okay. So we are showing here, this will be leading, you can take, and next 4 will be lag. 0.8 lead, and this will be lag. Okay, 0.8 lead, 0.6 lead, 0.4 lead, 0.2. Similarly, 0.8 lag, 0.6 lag, 0.4 lag, 0.2 lag. So I told you that always for leading power factor, regulation will be positive. Positive in the sense this will be around, you can say 60%, or 80%, you can say. No, you can say 20, and this you can, and this you can take it as 60%, and this you can take it as 30%. Just for your explanation, I'm using. And UPF will be least positive. Least positive means here 20 is least positive. Among this leading power factor, least to 20, you can see it as anything. But now here it will be negative side. Lagging power factor is negative regulation percentage. So here it will be minus 60, just for your example. And for 0.4 it will be minus, and 0.2 it will be minus 20. And now using these calculation, you need to plot the graph. And all of you, yes. So this will be my y-axis. X-axis. So for y-axis, for x-axis, you should take Can you see these values, all of you? From here onwards, right? So this is my this is first point. Second point. Third. Likewise, here also 1, 2, 4. So here also you will be having some points here. $80. Similarly, here also 10, 20, 60, 70. Here on the x-axis, here all these values will be leading. This side it will remember here all regulation values will be negative. Here it will be minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, minus 40, minus 50, minus 60, minus 70, and then minus 80. Similarly here positive regulation 10 on the upper side axis, first quadrant. Here regulation will be positive 20, 30, likewise you have to take, and here I have to take it as this on the x-axis. I should and this UPF is origin point. Okay, and now then onwards, here this will be 0.2, 0, sorry, not 0.2, 0.8. UPF means 1. 0.8, and here it will be 0.6, 0.6, and this point is 0.4. How long it should go? Till 0.2. 0.2. Similarly on this side, this will be 0.8. So I will use another color here. This side all are leading power factor 0.8. Zero point 0.8. Zero point 0.8, 0.6, 0.4, and then 0.2. Now versus power factor. So power factor should be taken on x-axis. Regulation should be taken. So rough sketch I am representing over here. So first four set of values for power factor conditions are about 0.8, 0.6, 0.4, 0.2. All these are leading. So for lead, sorry, this will be, if this is leading, this should be negative, not. I had madam. मैडम क्लास चलाते हैं सर प्रेजेंट है so now here always remember leading power factor means negative power factor. Here I have not shown, reverse order I have shown. Lag means always positive. One thing, lagging means positive. Lag means positive regulation, lead means negative. Here you can take this as negative sign. Minus sign, this you can take. This you can take it as negation. This minus x-axis is negative, leading power factor, and this plus x-axis is lagging. So first is what, 0.8, that too the power factor is leading. Suppose if I take that 0.8 regulation as minus 20, then my first point I will be getting here, minus 20 means here. Then let me use this value. Okay, 0.8. It is leading power factor is minus 20 means first point. Okay, this one minus 40. 0.6 means this one, minus 40 means here. Then 0.4 means then 0.2 minus 80. 0.8 leading means this side minus 80 regulation. Okay, minus it is somewhere here. Then it will be on and average, it will be here. Okay, it will be on and average here. Then 0.8, 0.6, 0.4, 0.2, all these are lagging power factor. Lagging means this side I should take now. 0.8 plus 80. 0.8 plus 80 means, actually this will not be 80. Wait a minute, I will make some correction. This will be 20, you can take for your X. This will be 20 if I take means, and this will be 40. This will be 60. All values will be what? Positive for lagging power factor. But just for your explanation, I have these values here. Where is the pencil? 0.8 power factor lagging. All these are lagging power factors now. All these four values, 8.6, 0.4, 0.2. 0.8 lagging power factor is 20. 0.8 is 20, first point. Then 0.6 is 40. 0.6, 40, 40 somewhere here. 0.4, 60. This is my 0.4 lagging power factor. 60 somewhere here. 0.2, 80. 0.2, 80 somewhere here. Now you need to join all those points. Smooth curve you should draw. This kind of graph you'll be getting. Can you see this graph, all of you? Yes?
Yes, sir.
This is how you are going to plot regulation versus power factor graph in your laboratory. At the end of the experiment, you need to draw this graph. Y-axis you should take regulation, x-axis you should take power factor. Positive x-axis leading lagging power factor, negative x-axis leading power factor. On the origin UPF 0.8, 0.6, 0.42 lagging power factor, 0.8, 0.6, 0.4, 0.2 lagging power leading power factor, and all these are regulation. Positive x-axis, negative x-axis. So always lagging power factor will give you positive regulation. UPF will give least positive, that is 10, and leading power factor will give you negative regulation. And smooth curve, after indicating all those points, this kind of S-shaped curve you are getting. This curve you need to draw it at the end of the experiment. Is it clear, all of you? Shall I wind up now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today all of you go through OCSE test procedure, and then which all parameters you are going to estimate using OCSE, calculation of efficiency, calculation of regulation. This whatever part I have explained to you, this is just for your laboratory purpose. I have drawn this graph and I have explained to you. Till you are supposed to draw, right? Now so coming back to the whatever we have discussed, that is open circuit test. Starting from this open circuit procedure, how on the circuit diagram procedure, what all parameters you are going to estimate, draw the tabular column, phasor diagram, all these values, then estimate W0, IC, IM, R0, X0, X. What is that? Equivalent circuit parameter. Similarly, short circuit test circuit diagram, tabular column, then values, then straight away write all these equations, how to calculate efficiency using OCSE test, how to calculate regulation using OCSE parameters, that is I2, X2, R2, all these values, plus for lagging, minus for leading power factor. So using this formula, I just now have explained for what is that regulation of power factor graph. That graph you are going to draw in the practical machines laboratory practical. Okay. So shall I wind up now, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have a good day and go through that concept. Okay, fine.